Alright, let's look at a light and safety inspection check. It's one of the first jobs in our packet. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to need to find the key off the wall that goes with the vehicle that you choose. You either have to do one 80s vehicle like our 87 Camry, or you can do a newer vehicle like this 99 Ford Taurus. We're going to do it on the Ford Taurus, okay? So, come on over here and let's take a look first inside the car and at the dash lights. So the first thing you want to know is, what does it actually take to start a car or just put it in the accessories? Like right now, if we try to test out, say, our turn signals, we get nothing because the car is not in the on position. So we're going to stick the key in, and you'll know there are two different positions for the key. The first click of the key is the accessories position. This should allow us to work the stereo and a couple other objects, but it won't tell us anything about the car and still won't allow the turn signals. So we want to go to the second position, which is the on position. And now we can actually take a look up here and see that our dash lights are working. So we've got our doors open, check engine light, seat belt, we've got our airbags are on, we've got our battery, we've got our brake and parking light, we've got a low coolant light that's on. So you can see that the idiot lights are actually working. Okay, so that's one of the checks you want to look at, is to make sure that these lights are all lighting up. Okay. Alright, now that we're in the on position, however, now we can go ahead and test some of the other systems. So one of the ones you have to test are the windows. So we're going to test the power windows just to make sure that they go up and down. Make sure you test all four, because you might have one that's gone out. Looking good. And then you want to check your power locks. Okay, everything seems to lock and unlock correctly. Alright, so I'm going to have you move to the front of the car, and I'm going to turn on some lights. So as we go through here, the first thing you want to check here is you're going to check your headlights and your parking lights. So I turn the switch on to one position, and you'll notice I have some small yellow lights. These are our parking lights, and you should have them on both sides, as well as a marker light on the side of the vehicle. Now the second one I'm going to turn to is now our headlights. Make sure that both headlights work. After that, you're going to power up to the high beams and make sure that the high beams come on. This can sometimes be a switch on the floorboard next to the brake pedal, or it can be simply moving the headlight switch back and forth. So we're going to turn these guys off now. And then we're going to check our blinkers. Do we have a left blinker? I think it works on this car. Do we have a right blinker? Okay, so that's pretty much everything you can check in the front of the car. So then you would ask your partner to move to the back of the car, and we'll check that these things work in the rear. So you should have a left blinker. You should have a right blinker. You should also have brake lights when I step on the brake. Another one you want to test while you're back there are the tail lights. Now the tail lights only come on when the headlights are on. So I turn on my headlights, and you should have tail lights as well. Notice that they're a little bit dimmer than when the brake lights are on. Tail lights, brake lights. One more that you want to test while you're in the back of the car is the reverse lights. Does the car actually go, when you put it in reverse, do the lights come on? So I'm going to put it in reverse. I put my foot on the brake, and I put it into reverse. Are there white lights on? Yes. Okay, so come on up here to the window, and I'm going to show you how to put this into reverse. Depending on the type of vehicle you're working with, sometimes this handle won't move unless your foot is on the brake. They have a brake safety switch. That way you can't accidentally be idling the car, put it into gear, and take off without knowing about it. So, put your foot on the brake, and in this case, you have to pull the gear towards you and down to get it in reverse. Then once you're in reverse, you can check that light and make sure that it is working. So now that our car is in park again, the last thing you're going to check here is the hazard lights. So what we're going to do is you look around on the dash, and sometimes it's a little switch on top of the steering wheel like this one. Sometimes it's actually a button on the side, and it's usually a red triangle. And then you either pull it up or lift it, or in this case push it down, and you'll get double flashing lights. And if you go to the front of the vehicle, you'll see that we have the hazard lights are flashing, which are the same as the turn signals. Okay? That'll work whether the key's on or the key's off. So we can then turn that back off. And one more thing is we have to check our horn. So, and our horn's working. Put it back into park before you end for the day, and then turn your key to the off position and hang your key back up on the wall.